I've been really thinking hard on this. I don't have the pan on it yet. Here I go with the long pause again. You know what's coming. I gotta pull it out. I just don't feel right. So now I think it's time for the intake manifold to get ported. Yeah. This gives me an excuse actually to measure everything and document it. I've mentioned before it's a special little motor, but I don't really want to mess it up. I really don't. This way you guys can see exactly what's in it. I'm not in any rush to get it on the road. I still have to redo the swing pedals on it. So I posted something on the Ford barn today. Maybe you guys can help me out a little bit. This will probably be about 3 or 4 days down the road when I get this video published, but I'm on the Ford barn as Flathead Ron, so you can go ahead and look me up. But gives me a chance to clean her up. So right now we're looking at a set of rod bearings, a complete gasket set, a new starter, shaft's bent, and the Bendix tooth is chipped. So that's all I have to say about that noise. And while I got the motor out, I'll probably put a different steering box in it. A friend of mine's got some steering parts that are brand new that he needs to unload, and I might be going over and taking a look at them pretty soon. So anyway, welcome to Flathead Ron's Garage. Looks like we're going to pull the flathead out today. That's what I like to see, something very uneventful. Let's just see what it looks like up in here. There's a little garbage on a couple of these intake runners, but nothing that won't wipe off. When you don't run, I'm going to fix up something better than this. When you don't run a fuel pump, you still have to put something in place of the push rod, either that or tap that hole. And we might take care of that when I have the motor out, but or you're going to lose too much of your oil pressure. She's really nice and clean. I mean, there is absolutely no metallic in that whatsoever. A little bit of hydrocarbons down there in the little pockets, but that's all we got. The transmission's unbolted, bell housing's unbolted, but it's still in here. I've got the engine mounts unbolted. I got one bolt just in the top of the bell holding everything. Distributor's off of it. You saw me take the intake off. The manifolds are off. She's about ready to come out. So I think I'm going to see if I can get this hoist over here without damaging too many. I went to jack up my jack here, and I think I'm low on hydraulic fluid, so I'm going to have to add some fluid to it before I bring this thing up a little bit. I got that much left in my, I think it was low. This is just the way that I do it. I put a bolt on here with a nut and a washer. So when I put these in for to pull the motor, I don't have to tighten the bolt all the way down in on the deck on the end, because I don't like to take the bolts, shove them in a bolt hole for the intake, and crank them down as hard as I can just to get the motor out. I'll put them in and I'll just put them finger tight just until it stops right there, and then I'll take the nut and I run the nut down on it, and I'll just give it a little tweak with my 9/16. And that's kind of how I set these up on my block. I don't pull from an intake manifold. I don't pull from places that I'm not supposed to. You know, it really helps when you get all the bolts out of the transmission. Yeah. Oh, Ron. That oil pump's going to hit. That's not the oil pump. That oil pump and the flywheel drag on the cross member there. Oh, I'm leaking some fluid. There we go. Flywheel again. There we go. Smells like the clutch got a little bit warm there a couple times. Looks like we might need a clutch too. Well, I think I'm going to go out in the shed and get my piece that bolts on the exhaust manifold ports so I can put my motor on my stand. It might take me a little bit to find it. I thought it was on the stand, but I guess not. Anyway, there's where she is right now. I'll be back with you pretty soon. Wrong way. take all the nuts off of this head here and the plugs out. This is what I'm running right here, the E48s. They're a little bit sooted up right now, but we'll clean them up just fine. I'll be back with you in a minute once I get all these head bolts off. These heads have a lip over here. Let me show you. And see, you got two flat surfaces here, so you can actually put it in there and just twist it very lightly. Say, this should come off real easy. This motor's only been together for a little bit over 4.5 years, or just about 4.5 years. So let's get over here and pull the head off, and we'll see what's inside. Well, no corrosion, absolutely no corrosion, no anything inside this head. It's, I don't know, you probably can't see inside there, but it's just as clean as when it was new. Inside the water passages, yeah, there's quite a bit of carbon buildup on here. I guess I'm running it way too rich. Way too rich. You can tell it just doesn't like it. Pistons are still nice and shiny over here, but you got these burn patterns in it. Well, right now I'm going to go ahead and take off the other head, the pumps, timing cover, front pulley, and I'll bring you back when I flip it over to take a look at the bottom end. Well, this is about as good a time as any to end the first part of my 59 L-head stroker has a problem. The problem is, I think I know what it is. When the oil pump broke, I was up in Roseville. I think I had this on the last, my last published video. When I was up in Roseville and the throttle spring broke on me, and yes, you guys are right, I should have 2 throttle springs on it. The oil pump seized or stopped working, or something happened to the oil pump, and it was binding up really, really bad, and I didn't have any oil pressure when it was idling for a while, and I think that started the problem in the rods. And over the past 2.5 years, 2.5 years that I've been driving it, I think it's gradually gotten worse. But like I say, I can't find a darn thing in the oil. I tear apart that oil filter every time I change the oil. I change the oil religiously. Well, that's all for now. This is Ron. Thank you for watching Flathead Ron's Garage. I really appreciate you guys. Be safe in the shop. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And just whatever you're doing out there, have fun doing it. Okay? Just go out there and enjoy yourself, whether you do a little bit each day or you want to knock it all out in one day. Enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about. I'll see you next time here at Flathead Ron's Garage. Bye, guys.